Welcome to the Odie's Gym 6-part video series, designed to keep you informed and motivated to stay strong on your diet commitment through the 6 weeks of the challenge. This week's topic is spiritual enrichment, which is a powerful key to unlocking your true potential through proper diet. We will learn how eating a wide variety of foods helps balance your body's natural ability to heal, the connection to your higher self, and how creating proper rituals with food can change your relationship with your diet and your way of life. So let's get into what this spiritual aspects of your diet really is. What happens is that everything that you eat has an electrical effect within your body. That's what I mean by your spirit, right? You breathe in oxygen and your body takes that oxygen and it applies it to the food that you eat to create energy. So all the food that you eat is electric. All the vegetables that you eat, they get their energy from the sun. And that's this electrical energy, this power that you get within your own body from the food that you eat. I often tell people that we rush so much to eat our food. We actually have so much fast food. It makes me sad, honestly, to see so many fast food places, because when I see fast food, I see people not taking the time to make their food a sacred practice. We've gotten so far away from that in society, and this is what I mean by your spirit and the food that you eat. If you're constantly just eating just to eat, there's no love, there's no passion, there's no ritual associated with the food that you eat. And your rituals create your riches. That's what I'm talking about. If you really take the time to prepare your food properly, or if you can't bake your food, making sure that you have somebody else put love into the food that you eat. And that's where the power comes from, the food that you eat. What I often talk about when it comes to your spirit is that many people, they're operating from what I call their lower self. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's okay to be operating from your lower self. I'd rather have people operate from their higher self, though. And what I mean by that is people who are operating from their lower self, they're not doing the things that I talked about in the previous videos. They're not working on themselves mentally, they're not working on themselves physically, and they're not working on themselves emotionally. And so spiritually, they're operating from their lower self. But if you are working on yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, then you are going to be working on yourself spiritually and tapping into your higher self. And this has a big aspect to do with the amount of colors that you're eating in your diet or your way of life. I'm going to show you on this diagram on the board how that works. So let's go a little bit deeper into how these different colors that you eat in your diet affect your internal performance with your body. Now, a lot of people don't understand why certain aspects of their body are out of balance. And now everything that I'm showing you right here, I didn't make this up. This is all from my studies in Eastern philosophy. And what they have in Eastern philosophy, they have what's called the chakras. And what happens is that, like I said, I didn't make this up, is that people from the East believe that certain aspects of us are out of balance, and it's because we're not consuming enough colors in our diet. Remember, the word diet means way of life. So if we're not consuming enough colors in our way of life, we're going to be out of balance. And what happens is you have these different colors here. And this is why I talk about eating more like root vegetables, because you want to be more rooted to the earth. Right? Or if you want to eat more greens, the green chakra is actually associated with your heart. So if you want to be more heart healthy, focus on eating more greens. And another aspect of this that's kind of a side note is that I actually studied Eastern philosophy, and I talked about how people aren't consuming enough of these foods that are part of these lower chakras, and their heart strength isn't as strong. Think about what's the major killer in society today in America? It's heart disease, because we don't feel enough love, and we're not eating the foods that allow us to love from a deeper level, because we're not consuming these foods from the lower levels. And another way of looking at this is, someone actually told me this, and I thought this was very powerful, is that because we're not working on eating the right foods that give us this foundation of these lower levels, is that people can't even find the love within themselves, and then that leads to them not being able to speak truth, because right above the heart is the throat chakra. So if you're having trouble speaking truth from your throat, it may be because you're not nourishing your heart. And when I say you're not nourishing your heart, it's because you're not working on these lower levels too, because this one right here, this is actually your root chakra. So if you're not getting what you want in life, maybe you're not grounded because you're not eating enough root vegetables. Maybe you're not eating enough bananas, and that's not helping you get to your heart, right? This is your solar plexus. So what you want to do is that, this is just, like I said, to give you guys the tools to go deeper with yourself, but think about where you're not consuming enough colors and how that's causing imbalance in your body. And I often explain that if you're just eating bread, pasta, rice, potatoes, there's no colors to those foods. And it's just energy. It's not, like I said, it's not a good or a bad thing, but if you started adding more of these colors to your life, then you're going to notice more of a balance. Like when you open your eyes and you look out into the world, you see lots of colors. If you're not consuming those colors in your diet or your way of life, how are you going to actually be able to see those colors with your own eyes? Or the color of my skin, how am I going to get the full, rich, deep color of my own skin if I'm not consuming lots of colors? So When it comes to healing yourself from the inside out, this is the spiritual aspect of your diet or your way of life. Understanding, like I said, we don't have to go deep into this Eastern philosophy, but know there is colors within your body, and when you balance them out, then you can start operating from this crown chakra right here, and you can actually experience what it really means to be your king or a queen, because you've activated your heart, you've eaten your root vegetables, and now you're performing at a high level, and you can wear that crown and be successful in everything you do in your day-to-day life. My final point I want to go over when it comes to your diet or way of life and enhancing your spirit is I want you to look at your body as if it's a musical instrument. Make sure that each day you're fine-tuning those chakras that I showed you by getting the right fruits and vegetables in your diet so you can perform at a high level for a sustained period of time. And in my final video next week, I'm going to show you how to do that by looking at your body as a bank account. Thanks for watching my video, and I'll catch you next week.